Hey everyone, I just want to make a quick video to kind of clarify some things on the topic we're on right now. I want to point out so we have a clear understanding of what delusion is. And the thing here is number 3, where it says a false belief or opinion, and then we come down here to Wikipedia and it says a delusion is a belief held with strong conviction despite superior evidence to the contrary. Okay, the main thing about delusion is that it is a belief or opinion that is false. And that's what I want to point out about the devil's purpose, Satan's purpose in all these delusions. Okay? It is to create a false belief or opinion about them. I don't mean that it does not exist, as in the zombie apocalypse will not exist. I mean, Satan has created a false belief or opinion about it. Yes, there will be those who become possessed by demons, and they will carry out the act of what we know to be zombie behavior, eating flesh and such as that. But the point I'm trying to make is that Satan has created a false belief or opinion in the way that he's conditioned people's minds, because the purpose, as we saw in Matthew 27, the purpose for God bringing the those that have died in Christ, bringing them out of the grave to walk as a witness on the earth, is all about how would you say, a demonstration of God's power and a recognition of the resurrection power of God. But see, Satan's trying to distort that, is the point I'm trying to make. He's trying to make it look like it's all about something evil. And although that will be going on, I'm not saying that it's not. It will make it to be seen as all of it is evil. So that in hopes, Satan is going to, I guess you'd say, mirror what God is going to do, in hopes to discredit what God is going to do by resurrecting the dead and them walking as a witness on the earth, as did in Matthew 27 when Christ was resurrected. I also want to point out about this fear factor, so to speak. But first, something else I wanted to show you about the zombies. And I'm sure many of you have seen this before. But this is on the CDC website. See right there, it says CDC government website. And it says zombie preparedness. And it says, wonder why zombies, zombie apocalypse, and zombie preparedness continue to live or walk dead on a CDC website. As it turns out, what first began as a tongue-in-cheek campaign to engage new audiences with preparedness messages has proven to be a very effective platform. We continue to reach and engage a wide variety of audience on all hazards preparedness via zombie preparedness. And as our own director, Dr. Ali Khan, notes, if you are generally well equipped to deal with a zombie apocalypse, you will be prepared for hurricane, pandemic, earthquake, or terrorist attack. So I find it interesting that they choose zombie preparedness as a avenue to prepare us for hurricanes, pandemics, earthquakes, and terrorist attacks. So what I'm trying to point out is that I was never entertaining the thought that Satan was not going to have his own zombie apocalypse. I was just trying to point out what God was going to do with the resurrection of the dead and how Satan was trying to discredit it. And I guess I maybe didn't explain it well, but forgive me for that, please. But here, I want to point out some things about this fear factor. In Proverbs 3:25, it says, "Be not afraid of sudden fear, neither of the desolation of the wicked when it cometh." Okay, and that's in Proverbs 3:25. So the Lord is telling us that we're not to be afraid of this sudden fear, this sudden onset of things that's going to happen. We're not to be afraid, and we're not to be afraid of the, how did he put that? The desolation of the wicked when it comes. Because we, as believers, faithful believers, we will be protected, okay? But we need to be reaching out to others. In Proverbs 10:24, Proverbs 10:24. Now, why did I put that down? Oh, okay. Isaiah 66:4 is where we saw about the delusions. Proverbs 10:24 says, "The fear of the wicked, it shall come upon him." The fear of the wicked shall come upon him, which is saying pretty much the same thing about how the Lord is going to use delusions to bring their fear upon them. I was just backing Isaiah 66:4 up with this Proverbs 10:24. And it goes on to say, "But the desire of the righteous shall be granted." So here again we're seeing the fear of the wicked shall come upon them. And then we see in Proverbs 29:25, it says, "The fear of man bringeth a snare. Whosoever putteth his trust in the Lord shall be safe." So here again we're seeing about the snare that will come. And the fear of man bringeth a snare. So God is letting us know that fear is something that Satan is using to, how would you say, I'm trying to think of the best way to put this. It's in my mind, but I can't get it out. Satan is using man's fear against himself. That's the best way to put that, okay? And we can see it here where it's talking about the snare. And we can also see that in 2 Timothy 1:7, it says, "For God hath not given us the spirit of fear, but of power and love and of sound mind." So we see that fear is not from God. The fear is all about what Satan wants to distill in us, to use it against us, okay? And then we see in 1 John 4:18, "There is no fear in love, but perfect love casteth out fear. But fear hath torment." Okay? Fear hath torment. And immediately my mind goes back to Revelations 9, where it talks about these so-called locusts that come up out of the pit, and they will torment man for 5 months. And it's all about fear. The fear factor that Satan can create so he can use man's fear against him. When I come back, I've got some things to show you that the Lord has led me to concerning the description of these these things that come up out of the pit. And we'll discuss that when I come back. Thank you.